Alright, we have Snake versus Weslord. We have just Mold, which I just missed. Um, so yeah, looks like it's gonna be Weslord to start, and off we go. It's right matchup is Karuru A1 and Karunu on Snake side versus Hatsumi Side on Weslord's side. Uh, Looks like we're having some technical errors. Uh, so looks like Snake is gonna leave and rejoin. Uh, yep, I guess we're just having technical difficulties. Snake rejoins. Hopefully the issue is fixed. Okay, looks like the issue is fixed. And we're back to where we started. So Weslord opens up with a standard advance 1. I think this is fine. He's holding on to his range 4 to 5, 5 to 6 attacks. So I'm hoping to get some early swings in. I'm assuming he'll probably be able to reach them. I'm a little interested in Weslord going for the advance 1 early on because I believe he's running specials that prefer to be active as soon as possible. Um, for example, getting Cox Swain straight into play pretty early would have been a pretty good decision. I'm not sure why he opted to advance. I mean, it's not super, it doesn't really matter, but he definitely should try to focus on early up so he can get down Cox Swain straight. Definitely should do that as soon as possible. Well, it looks like he's already focused one, so he just has to focus one more time for that card to come out. Oh, yeah, Snake wants to promote. So, what's that other special that he's running? Also, Frederick Lighthouse. Something else you can opt to into early. It's a little, probably wants to wait though, until get to a bit closer range where he'll be headwinded a little bit more. Would probably be good for him. Um, yeah, what is Snake running? I don't know. I'm not super familiar with these cards on Karuru A1. Definitely some weird stuff. Yep, we're both just gonna advance it on each other. Um, I don't know if this was intentional. It probably was. Weslord keeping his aura at 4. So Blade Dance doesn't get full value here. 2-1 coming in. Uh, he probably feels okay taking this to aura. I don't think he needs to take this to life. He can, but again, I don't think he needs to. Uh, but I do think taking this to aura is probably his best bet. Assuming because he knows he's playing Karuru. Oh, opts to take it to life. Interesting. Not exactly sure why he opted for that one. Especially playing Sine, getting your aura down low isn't usually super bad. Definitely, I think was a mistake there. I think he should have taken it to aura. Uh, Opens his turn up with. He's probably gonna open it up with. Okay, well first he's gonna put his Coxswain straight into play. I would assume. Yep, gets that into play early. Very good. That might have been why he opted to take the damage to life, so he got Coxswain straight up on his turn. Still think that with the 2 aura, I think he has enough resources to burn a basic action to do this. Does this trigger? Oh. So, very interesting. So now I think he's just going to open up with his pressure. Also, this is another thing I wanted to mention with taking us to Aura. He might have been able to enable a swing rush on his turn if he would have opted to take this to Aura. His that attack to Aura, so it might end up costing him a little bit in the long run. He's also getting a second special online, something else that I mentioned. A little risky because he is going to flinch himself every turn that he isn't headwinded, which is a little scary. I'm not sure how much I like this card in this deck. Karoo doesn't usually apply a huge amount of pressure, so it seems a little odd. Uh, Not a huge fan of the special bring, but see how it pans out for him. It does increase mastery size, so he can kind of repel Snake a little bit. But again, it seems like a more defensive card when you would think that Weslord would opt to be the aggressor in this matchup, because Karuru usually makes your style tend to be a little bit more defensive. Uh, okay. Ooh, Snake taking this to Aura, taking the which is taking the acid spray to Aura. Very interesting. Think he would have taken that to life, but maybe not. I don't really. It doesn't really seem like there's a huge punish here, though. Um, Probably just gonna opt for either the cut down and pass. No, he definitely Weslord definitely wants to try to get to one card this turn, so maybe he can opt for something like advance one with the outclass, just for the discard, go into cut down and then pass. I think using the swing rush here doesn't really make sense. Getting him down to 0 aura, I don't feel like is super impactful, but it is something that he could do. But that would imply that he's keeping the outclass, which is it's okay. It's usually a threat tool, but since he has 3 aura, I'm sure Snake's not going to be super worried about it. I think playing the cut down here and using the discarding the outclass to either A1 or resolve one would be pretty good. Considering he is Hatsumi and Saine, they do tend to want to stay in that 4 to 5 range, but again, so does Karudu. Karudu likes to play in the 4 to 5 range as well. And of course, Karuru doesn't really care too much about the range being used. So, see what he opts for here. Um, so yeah, let's see what he goes for here. Alternatively, he could discard both the swing wash and the cut down and try to use it as a response. But I don't really see a lot of value in cut down being used as a reaction here. I don't think it really enables or opens up anything. You should definitely just play it for life. But let's see what he goes for. So he just choose to focus one. It's interesting. I'm not exactly sure why. Yeah, he backs that up. Um, I think I don't think he needs to force out. I think he's got all the specials that he wants out. Um, oh, actually, I take back one of the things I said. Federating Lighthouse is actually pretty good in this matchup. Um, because a Kururu runs a lot of non-attack cards. So actually, that's a pretty good card. I didn't read it carefully. Yeah, that's actually very good. Um, Option here from Weslord. I actually very much like that bring. I still don't really like the fact how he took the aura damage, so I still think he should have taken it to aura, not life. Didn't really make a lot of sense to me, but who knows? Maybe he has a good reason for it. Um,
Hello.
hey, what's up? Got me a co-commentator now, so
Bog, let's go.
all right. Got Gagnito. Um, Bit of a slow start. Um, Nothing super special. Looks like they're just gonna trade attacks. There is a key moment where Weslord chose to take an unenhanced blade dance to life, which was a little questionable to me. But other than that, I think he's been pretty good. Opts to retreat one here. I'm not really sure the reasoning for that either. He does have his Phantoretic Lighthouse active to cancel his non-special attacks on Karuru, which is pretty good. Here, the deck list right here. If you want to look at them.
Yeah, just let me take a look at the deck list.
Yeah,
Okay, so Kururu and Kurunu versus Saine O and Hatsumi, right?
correct. Um, yeah. Hold on. One second. I gotta let me turn you up really quick. Where are you? You're right here. What's this one? Okay. So looks like he chooses to advance three. This situation definitely favors Snake at this range. Hatsumi needs tools to back up. Doesn't have Torpedo. Also, mistake coming out here from Weslord. You never want to reshuffle your deck when you have two cards. It's not even. So there's a card that you just won't draw. So I definitely think he should have burned a card last turn, either the Swing Rush or the Outclass, so he could draw evenly. I draw an even six cards and not have one
Well,
stuck at the
that's
bottom.
not always necessary. I think sometimes you're just looking for the right answer.
Uh,
Sometimes you just have to take those. If you don't think the match is gonna come down to like damage from reshuffling, like from milling. There's no millers on the deck. I don't mind it.
I mean, I don't think it's always, of course, 100%, but it's usually you usually go down to zero or two if you really feel like you could have a really aggressive turn, which I guess he's about to have right now. But
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
but I think he
you,
could
you
have
you can see the ramifications of
also
shuffling
avoid.
early like that.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I think I would have probably mulled across the outclass in this situation and just kept the swing rush. He
Yeah,
had,
I'm not
uh,
one to shuffle early either usually, but but it has gotten me sometimes, like people shuffling early and redrawing threats.
uh, yeah. I mean, no, I think the shuffle was fine. I just think he should have gone down to one card. That was the only thing I was saying. Because then it's an even number that you draw, because you draw two at a time.
Yeah,
All I was saying is that you should have discarded the outclass. But yeah, so he canceled a very early cancel coming out from this.
yeah, very. I don't know. I don't like canceling that early. I think you should save it for like a bigger moment,
But
especially when you have like 5 hours, like you're
well,
sitting on 5 hour.
well, this attack only works if you have full aura. Oh wait, no, if your opponent's aura is full, never mind. He goes distance to opponent's aura. Well, I guess he saw a good opportunity to get out of range of Swing Rush because he goes distance.
Ah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. Maybe that was just it,
Yeah, it's a
because
little
that's
odd.
basically canceling an attack, right?
Yeah, essentially. I guess it's not terrible value. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good value, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. Also, his specials aren't super expensive either, so he's running whatever this one is.
Oh,
Uh,
he's running the simulator.
yep.
Okay.
And then the Conorian pay. So I don't think he's going to be super, like, aura starved. So I think playing the cheap one early actually was pretty good there. Also, it's kind of his chance to swing back a little bit. Let's see.
Yeah.
Another odd thing from Weslord is he's held on to that cut down now for a while. I don't really know what he's saving it for.
I know that feel. Just, like holding a card and not using it, waiting for the perfect moment.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is also a really not great break point. Well, for Side A either. Although it kind of works out in the way that he ordered his cards. He definitely. Why? Oh, I see. It goes to R. So now he's at zero. This is kind of Side A sweet spot, but now that Snake knows that Swing Rush is in the discard or in the plate pile, makes the side A pressure a lot less scary. So he's willing to take her down to zero. I think it's a decent decision. Uh, of course, Cox Swade Straight gonna come into play here.
Yeah.
He got that out pretty early.
Maybe we could see another reshuffle early.
I
Just to
don't. He's not
yeah.
going to.
No, he's not going to.
The
No,
situation.
he has more attacks. That's fine then.
Well, here's the problem. Let's see, if he's headwinded, his torpedoes in the discard pile. It's gonna be really hard. Yeah, he's just gonna opt for this.
Yeah, he's just gonna. Yeah, that's correct. That's the. I think that's the better play here.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's not. I mean, it's not particularly good. He just didn't have anything better to do. The problem
Yeah.
now is that he's locked at R2. He doesn't have a way to back up to enable any of his attacks, and just by design of these characters, Salk or Snake, definitely these characters get better the later the game goes on. I think Weslord is going to need to find a way to apply more pressure if he's going to be able to win this game because when he's locked at R2 like this, he literally can't connect with any of his attacks or most of them. So it's going to be very difficult for him. Although he does put up a barrier for a little bit to alleviate some of the pressure, but that's not really what Karuru does. Karuru doesn't apply a lot of aura damage pressure. It's more about utilizing effects to stall out the game as well as using effects to just do attacks directly to life that you can't counter. So with that in mind as well, I think this is going to be so far not looking great for Weslord here in the early game.
Yeah, I think I favor Snake in this particular, like right now. I think I favor Snake as well. I don't see any way of moving back for Westlord.
Yeah.
Consistently keeping him at range. I don't know. It's looking grim.
Yep. Let's see what Snake does here. Snake's probably just going to open up with a Mosul. It's not terrible. He's just getting a bunch of free basic actions. There's no reason not to play this, essentially. Uh, Yeah, he kind of just has a lot of really good defensive tools. It's kind of interesting though. So okay, no, he okay, that's right. He gets rid of the Mosul because of the
Yeah,
canceled effect from the special that he had. Flips
yeah, yeah,
back face down. It's also going to be a very interesting test for Westlord's flare management as well, because Rhythmic Arc it costs 6. So if he's going to continually
he's probably
reactivate
gonna
that.
try to just chip away until he gets in range for Rhythmic Arc to do its thing. I would assume.
Yeah, I would think so too. What is this? I actually a little bit. I think I disagree with this a little bit. Well, let me think. He knows he's reshuffling. It goes that ticks down to 2. Uh,
Maybe he could just buy the last card and pay in aura with the enchantment.
yeah. I don't. Wait, does how many? No, wait. Then he'll just take 1 to life anyway, right? Though he might as well reshuffle. Oh no, he
No,
could
you
take
can
this.
take from the enchantment.
Interesting. The problem is that he can do that, right? But he doesn't really put him in a better position. Like it's kind of just a lose-lose situation because he
Yeah,
reshuffles because he takes it to life, right? Draws 2 cards and then whatever pressure he's going to apply is going to be absorbed by Reflecta, or he sits here, doesn't shuffle, doesn't take the life damage, but isn't granted any more options. So no matter what line that he takes here, it isn't great. What needs to happen, and see, this is the problem, right, with reshuffling, when you have
oh, he does
with
it.
his card because look, the card
Uh,
on the bottom of his deck right now is Hilt Slam. So now this is a card that he
yeah,
definitely wanted access to back him up, but because it's on the bottom of the deck, it's going to cost him more resources than if he just would have opted to shuffle in the outclass by drawing even. This is kind of the problem that you run into when you shuffle with an uneven amount of cards left in your deck.
yeah.
So this is one of those issues. Although it doesn't hurt him too much now, but
What
now
was the trio from Snake? I feel like banning Kururu should be like a guaranteed ban when you're trying to play an aggressive deck.
Actually, no, I don't really think so. He took Shinra off the table.
Ah,
Shinra,
okay.
I think,
Yeah,
absorbed. Like the problem with Shinra is Shinra has a lot more control. Karuru
yeah,
does have options that allow her to have some sort of defensive options, but the really only honest to god true defensive options she has is Mosul and Reflecta, which are good tools, but they're not they're kind of like a calm down tool. They don't completely alleviate aggression. Shinra, on the other hand, is very good at alleviate controlling you and playing the pace that Shinra wants to play.
yeah.
And
She's very good at controlling the pace of the game.
which is not something you want to see. Also, Karuru and Shinra both kind of do the same thing and force a hyper defensive game plan, whereas with Karuru and Karudu, it forces a bit of a hybrid game style, which is a little bit more difficult to pilot versus just going full defensive with Karuru Shinra. I've played against Karuru Shinra. It's very hard to get openings on those characters with the amount of control that both characters exhibit. So honestly, with Snake, almost regardless of the combination, I would always ban Shinra. Although I think the ban on the reverse side is a little bit more interesting. He opted to ban Chikage here versus Hatsumi or Saine. Personally, in general, I think Saine is just a better character than Chikage versus what she achieves. I think the poison would it be super disruptive to Snake's game plan? So I'm not really sure why he opted for that.
Maybe he just felt that he could, like, the game plan we're seeing right now, that he can control the pace of the match. Maybe he thought that against Sine and Hatsumi, he could do just that, control the pace of the match. So he wasn't worried about it. And Chicago can disrupt quite well.
Yeah, I'm a
Like
bit.
it would be more of a more annoying matchup.
I think it was more personal preference. I think also.
Yeah,
Oh, he's gonna go. Yeah, this is gonna be really hard to get his rhythmic arc online. See, this is very awkward. I really hope he discards a card here. God. Okay, so now we're put into the same situation where now he's reshuffling with 5 cards. So now he's gonna have yet again another card on the bottom. That hilt slam was also very odd because he knew the Reflecta was up, so he wasn't going to be able to cut down. It feels like he just kind of threw the Reflecta into there. I mean, threw the hilt slam into there and kind of just bounced. Because there's never a
yeah.
situation where he's going to take that to life. And now he just, yeah, he increased the rage, which is nice for him, but dollars to donuts, the snake's just going to advance to here. We're going to be back
Yeah,
right
he
back where we
just he
started.
just gonna back to.
So, yeah, I think Weslord definitely, I feel like, making some mistakes here.
Maybe he should have just kept the hit slam to use it later with more pressure when he gathers more cards.
Yeah, but I think I think what he should have done is maybe I don't know because I think in almost every situation you need to discard 2 cards. So he needs to end his turn with 1 card in hand. I think Hill Slam might have been the one that he keeps, but he wants to keep Outclass. But I understand wanting to keep Outclass, but the problem with Outclass is it doesn't do a whole lot in this matchup. Yes, Snake has
Yeah,
tools to apply pressure with attacks, but they're not as frequent as you might think. Like he
honestly, I would just not bring Outclass in the matchup.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I would have rather seen.
Just more attacks, more pressure, man. This is the kind of matchup that you have to, or some tool to back up. Though none comes to mind.
Actually, he's packed max attacks. Oh no, he could have opted for this. He could have opted for Torrent instead.
Yeah, Torrent is fine if you're backing hits them. Something to back out the signing enchantment. Yeah, the one that,
Yeah, Space for Master as well might have been
yeah,
a decent
Space for
decision.
Master instead of Outclass probably.
Yeah, Space for Master is interesting.
Maybe he just didn't expect the Snake to go in like that, to play at his face.
Yeah, I mean, with Sakura Arms, a lot of the game is played at R2 and R3, just because it's the easiest range to get to, because it's a lot easier to advance in this game than it is to back up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, usually in almost all matchups, regardless of what you're playing, it's usually going to be played around the R2 pretty consistently. Um, but yeah, with that in mind, it's definitely, I just think it's a small error. Honestly, though, overall, I don't dislike Westlord's deck. I just wish that he would opt to shuffle when he has 1 card in hand. I think that's been something that's burned him. That's burned him quite a bit, and also just opting to maybe have a little bit more pressure in his deck. He almost has maximum pressure, but just a little bit more would have been nice. So now we're just gonna run into this problem where
He's just gonna get frozen over and over now,
well, this I
probably.
don't think this freezes. He doesn't actually. Snake didn't bring a lot of freeze tools.
Oh, did he not?
No, this is. I don't think he brought any actually. The only thing
Oh,
he brought that
that's
has freeze
that's
is
weird.
the this one.
That is. Oh, right. The one that freezes to full, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
he could have opted to bring the throughout that just freezes your aura, but chose not to. Uh,
Yeah, it just looks like a very comfortable matchup for him.
yeah, for sure. It's going to be. This is going to be hard. Wait, what?
Although to be
Oh,
honest, Weslord has made a pretty good job of keeping up. They're both at 7 health.
Yeah, I mean it's not complete disaster, but I definitely think that Snake should make sure he needs to advance to this round and be very silly not to. Uh, he's thinking about what he wants to do. Also, kind of interested. I'm not a huge fan of that brig from Snake either. The snow crossing, allowing him to back up a little bit more. It doesn't enable anything. The only thing it enables in his deck is Blade Dance, and that's it.
Yeah, that's weird, right? Because you're playing investors Sine and Hatsumi, so why would you do that? Oh, I
Yeah,
guess it goes both ways, right?
yeah, he could knock the distance to zero. I guess it's not. It's
Yeah.
just that's not the worst. It just he hasn't really opted to that thus far though. What is he? He's charging up for something.
I think that's just how he plays, man.
He,
I've played quite a bit against him, and he likes to not be direct on his game plan.
well,
He likes the control. He is the control player.
oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, but I mean, but the thing is though, advancing to R2 is still like exhibit control because it limits your opponent's options. Whoa, looking to activate potentially his simulator.
Yeah, there we go.
He's thinking about it, and it usually comes into play. So
Oof, this
this
could
is
be
actually not. Oh lord, he's gonna
this
knock
could
out
be
his vertical guard.
devastating. Yeah,
Yeah, this
that
is
is
actually
devastating.
this is disaster now.
I, I I think I would just call it here, honestly. This is hell. Yeah, this is hell.
Yeah, this is actually a disaster now because now taking Rhythmic Arc off the table is kind of like his comeback tool.
Yeah.
So now that it's taken off the table, it's going to be very difficult uh, to apply the damage that he's going to need in this matchup. I wouldn't say it's over yet, but
Yeah,
this
maybe
definitely is
if he
over.
finds the good draw right now to pressure.
Oh, good lord. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, he gets to hit him with
oh
Rhythmic Arc
yeah.
too.
Oh my.
So,
He's at 4 rage too. Wow. Ooh.
what is this?
Oh yeah, there's the what did he cancel? Stops analyze. Oh, that's right. So
Wait, what?
I
He
guess he
hasn't played a non-attack card this game, has he? Stops
no, it
anal.
stops the analyze, yeah.
When was that played? Was that played this round?
I don't think so.
I don't think Analyze was played this round. I thought what he did this turn was a lot of discarding. Was
Oh.
it? I do not
Oh yeah,
remember.
that's the 4 cards that he had, but wait, how many cards did he play this round?
Uh,
In a scenario like this, I think it's like it's your card, so you should be the one enforcing the rules on it. But I don't know. That's a hard spot. Like you should be taking attention to what cards could and could not be played.
uh,
If I were a snake, I would just be like, well, but you didn't warn me. Like I played the card and did the
oh.
effect. You should be the one telling me it's cancelled. Yeah, Weslord's just gonna forfeit. Yeah, because honestly, he's not in a good position anyway.
Yeah. Would the Analyze have stopped everything else that happened?
I don't know. Can you zoom in on it? The analyze? Can you just let me just read the analyze?
Well, while they resolve this, I'll be right back. Get some water.
Yeah, Snake's trying to maybe play to the end. You can see that Weslord is pretty frustrated already.
All right. So for anyone that's confused who may or may not be watching, what happened was is that Frederick Lighthouse was in play, which would have canceled uh, Snake's Analyze that was played. But since it was forgotten, uh, um, it's kind of caused a bit of an error on his turn, even though this would have been canceled, which would have changed what happened during his turn. So looks like they're resolving it now. Hopefully, it will not take too long. But I guess we will see.
Oh, so Snow Crossing was discarded. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, so Crossing Guard definitely was discarded. I watched him discard it. Yeah, so Crossing was definitely used to be discarded. Uh, Pretty sure Blade Dance was played.
Yeah.
The Analyze.
If we had been keeping track of how long had it been, you could just rewind time. That's a feature in TTS.
All right. So I believe he had two flare,
Yeah, I think
but
he had to
before or
flare
after
too.
he played Analyze. Whoops.
Yeah, that's the B button.
Yeah, I was gonna type TBH, but then I didn't hit enter
Yeah,
first.
I've done that multiple times. Yeah, honestly, I would just like you didn't warn me, so dowsing just fizzled. Cause it's the owner of the card responsibility to enforce
All right.
the rules
Well,
on it. I
looks like
think
the rules issue was easily unable to be resolved. Um,
reschedule that is weird.
I mean, it's not that serious of a tournament, and it does seem pretty gimmicky everything that happened. I don't really think.
Yeah, that would be weird.
I mean, I
I
didn't say it'd
think
be weird. I mean, like a
the game is
serious.
already like in the middle of the game.
I mean, I don't know though. They. All right. Well, unfortunately, the rules error was unable to be resolved, and Weslord opts to forfeit the match. An unfortunate ending to a match, but
Yeah, I think after he got rid of Rhythmic Arc, I don't think he was winning this matchup anyway. Like
yeah,
that was happening regardless eventually.
yeah, agreed. I think I went over everything that I think with deck building on both sides. I thought there were some weird decisions, but hopefully, there's some minor things that could have been improved on Westlord's side. Overall, I do like both decks. I think fundamentally they're both pretty solid. Just I think I wish Westlord would have done some different stuff with his reshuffling. But anyway, it looks like Snake takes it.
Yeah,
This one.
the snake trio, I think is really strong. I'm not looking forward to playing him
Yeah, I think he
honestly.
has a pretty good here, but we'll see what happens.